Hello everybody. Today is another beautiful day. My name is Andrei Rubin and we continue our program but in a slightly different way. Why slightly? Because before the program was about how to live life without having any illnesses whatsoever, and if people have some, how to get rid of them, including cancer and any other illnesses whatever exists in this world. And I was explaining before the nature of any illnesses whatever exist, and that people were originally designed to live life without having any illnesses whatsoever. So in my previous videos I explained a lot of things on this subject. I explain about what love is, a lot of things. So you can have a look at my previous videos. So today we change our subject and we start a new, I wouldn't say new program, but it will be, even change the name. It will be called as a club for those who are capable of thinking. So all people who feel that they are capable of thinking themselves, you are more than welcome to our club. And we will discuss about different issues that are around us, and those issues that actually globally. Why would we look at the global issues? Because they are connected to us. We want this or not, but everything is connected in this world. And if there are some problems somewhere, maybe far away, it seems, if we won't think how to solve those problems, we like it or not, but those problems would come to us. Why? Because if to say in simple words, we are all people in the same boat. And if somebody is doing something with the boat, something is making a hole in the boat or whatever, so that would affect everybody who is inside the boat. And somebody probably could ask, oh, so we will maybe look at some conspiracy theories. No, not at all. But in fact, we will look how it is in reality. I think I mentioned before in some of my previous videos that all information is available is in this universe. It's available and it's very easy to get that information. Information about anything, whatever happens in this world. And I was saying as well before that there are no secrets in this world. All secrets could be revealed regardless how secure people think they hide those secrets. They keep those secrets and so on. And I explain as well the principle, how to reveal that. Because we're all connected, and we connected to universe. So basically we share the same universe, we share the same media that connects us together. So through that media we can get access to everything, whatever is in this universe. and further. The only thing is how to get this. That is another thing. But again, I'm saying that everything is available. And so today we're not talking about any conspiracies, because conspiracies, so-called conspiracies, in reality is a way of trying to hide the truth. And for example, if let's say about September 11th, just get one example. Yeah? If investigators of the cause of that disaster that took place would come to conclusion and put in the report that September 11th was a result of internal explosion which was conducted by Secret Service, and they would present results so in their report. And if somebody would come after that and say, oh, no, that is not correct, September 11th happened because 2 planes crashed into buildings. So that would be a conspiracy theory, because even a child who just goes to school and learns physics there would say to that person with that conspiracy theory, say, excuse me, but your conspiracy has no grounds whatsoever, because if you look at the temperature of burning the fuel which was in the plane, and if you would compare with the temperature of melting the metal structures that the buildings, those 2 buildings were built on, then you would see that the temperature of burning the fuel is much more lower than the temperature which is required for melting those metal structures. And in reality even, that metal was not just melted, but the large part of that metal actually evaporated. So your theory that 2 planes which crashed into the building, they caused collapsing of the buildings, it does not make sense, because on the laws of physics. So that would be a conspiracy theory. But it's presented in another way, because the public, most of the people, they don't like or to think themselves. They don't like if that doesn't bother them much, if that does not affect them. And that actually came from long time ago. It came with so-called ego. Ego, it means that when person sees itself, himself, yourself as separate from others. So then people start take care about themselves and about their relatives, family, so the small circle around them. And that is actually comes for long time, and from the time when, probably you remember, Adam and Eve, the story, and then when they were expelled from that garden. So in that moment they start seeing themselves as individuals, and then the creator says, okay, if you see yourself as individual, as separate people, separate from the rest, separate from me, then okay, go and live on your own. So until this moment, when people carry this ego with them, then they create their own world around them, the small world where they live. So they have their house, their job, their family members, and they go on holidays, they go to supermarket. So this is a small world that they live in. And as long as whatever happens does not affect this small world, then they don't try to think about anything else. If that happens somewhere far away, oh, that's fine. Oh, maybe it's not very good, but as long as it doesn't affect my small world, that is okay. That is why we have this club, and as I mentioned before, for those who are capable of thinking themselves. And why? Because the Creator gave to every person his or her own brain. Why? Because He wanted people to use it, not just to carry it, just to use it. So if Creator would like people just to follow some, let's say, government guidelines, or somebody's opinions, or follow just somebody, some leader, some messiah, and so on, then there would be no need to provide the brain to every person in this world. So all they would need just to have some senses, some eyes, ears, and then it's enough for them to follow somebody or some set of, let's say, some guideline. Yeah? So instead, Creator provided to everybody with he or her own brain. So that's why people, they need to use that brain. Right, okay. Today we will talk about the problems that our world is facing. Why would you probably ask, why would we think about the problems that exist in the world? Because if we will not think about this, as I mentioned before, those problems would come to us and would affect us. We like it or not, but those problems would affect us. And if we are not ready for those problems, if we are not trying to solve them, then the solution that somebody else would try to apply would not necessarily that we would like to have. That is why it is important that we would think about a solution, to find solution to those problems. And somebody as well can say that, all right, but if I live in my small world, yeah, this is like house, job, holidays, this one, that's okay, I'm happy with this. So whoever sees the global problem, let him decide with that problem. Right, okay. So first thing I would like to say that please try to understand that those people, let's say people who are, let's say, wealthy people, that have like businesses, global businesses, and it's not necessarily wealthy people, but people who are capable of looking a little bit, let's say, globally. Not to see, I'm saying that this small world, this is around, let's say, around my house, around my town, but globally. So those people, they're absolutely the same as other people. So their capabilities of thinking, they're absolutely the same. So if somebody is expecting that those people would try to find the solution, so let them think about this. So they will use their capabilities they have. It's like but they have very big limitations. Yes, they have a lot of them, they have a lot of resources, but in the way what their, let's say, the brain capacity, the ability, they have the same. Even I will tell you more that it is sometimes more difficult for them to come to the wise solution that has a wisdom, because together with other people they carry, in addition to that, their problems, and their problems relate to their businesses and so on and so forth. So as more people would carry with them, together with their own jets, with yachts and so on, as more they would spend, let's say, time thinking about that, so as less they can look around. So basically, very often poor people, they are capable of thinking something which is out of the box, so-called. That is why it is very good for people to think about trying to find the solution of the problem, any problems. And by doing that, we will help those wealthy individuals in solving that problem, as well as we would help to ourselves. Because, again, I would like to repeat, we are not separated. We are all connected together. And if we will let that problem, for those people, to try to find solution, to make life sort of easier for us, as we turn a blind eye and says, oh, we don't see this as a problem. Let them decide. So then they have no choice but to make decision as they see this as a solution, which is not always what we would like to see. And maybe some of the people would see that solution as not appropriate for other people, and sometimes even dangerous for other people. And that is why I'm saying that everybody needs to look on our planet, on our existence of all of us, as, let's say, as so all the problems there, it should be our problems. So we need to try ourselves to find the solution. And that is a way. That's why each of us, they have their own brain. So we need to use it. And today I would like to talk about this is a problem which actually comes as problem number one in this world right now. Somebody thinks, oh, like climate warming or the plastic or something else. No. Those are very minor things in comparison with the problem number one. And that problem is a growing population of people on this planet. And that is a problem, I'm telling you, that is a problem number one. And if to leave the solving of this problem to somebody else who sees this problem, then whatever they will come as to the, let's say, whatever they would see as a solution of the problem would not always what others would like to see. And actually that problem was coming to people start seeing this as a problem for a long time. And even, but you see, again, the proposals how to solve that problem, they were coming from different people with different solutions. And because, again, I'm saying that though wealthy people, they have as well some limitations of their view, how they see the world. They see the problem, but to find solution, they have limitations. And for example, last century, one of the people who came to the wealthy people and proposing them solution, probably a lot of people they know that man. So that was a Hitler. And you like it or not, but that's how he proposed to solve that problem. So he was saying that he will conquer the world, and by doing that he will control the population. That is why he started killing so many people. And he was trying to do this as fast as possible to reduce the number of people. That is why first they started doing like injections, lethal injections to people, and then they came to a conclusion that the rate of killing people is not good enough for them, because it would take a lot of time. So then they invented the gas chambers, and they were killing hundreds of thousands of people. So that was like a factory of killing people. And that was, as they see, a solution of the problem, growing population. Somebody could probably ask why Jews, most of the Jews, they were killed together with their families, with children, because the time you see, the Jews, they have ability to think even, they have high ability than other nations. That's why they are very clever. and that's why it is very difficult to control them. That is why you see they can do some job, but at the same time, because again they have very high capability of thinking, they would wait until certain moment, and then they will try to overturn and free themselves out of this whoever will try to conquer them. And that happened, as you know, 5,000 years ago when Moses was there, and so Moses led them out of Egypt, and then they were waiting for another leader 2,000 years ago, for another Messiah who would lead them out of, again, another tyranny. And but you see, what I'm trying to say, that was one of the ways that some people would see this as solution of the problem with population. And it's interesting as well, such a small thing, that actually Jews, other Jews, they were supporting that, so they saw this as a solution of the problem when some German soldiers with their leader, they would do this so-called dirty job of killing a lot of people around the world. Why? Because it is much more easier to control people who have a less capability of thinking, like soldiers, like having some ambitions, rather than Jews who are capable of thinking themselves. So all this time, so after that the war finished, unfortunately for those people, as you know, that that project collapsed basically because the Hitler, so together with his army, he lost the war. So then it was a quiet time, but because the population would growing all the time, and it was growing much more rapidly than let's say like geometric progression, then people start thinking, because why that comes as a problem. Try to understand this. Because that the growing population becomes as a threat to wealthy people, regardless how much money they have. Because if something grows uncontrollable, then that could demolish everything. So they can lose all their wealth, everything which they prepared for their generations come to live happily the rest of their life. So there is a real threat that those number of people, because they need food, they need shelter, they need some entertainment, they need all these things which those people have to provide to them. And if they don't control those people, then at any time they can just remove them completely. They can kill whole families of those wealthy people. And that is why it is very important to keep that under control. So basically, this is a question of their own surviving. Plus, another thing is, for growing population, uh, which uh, which in, which gave such thing as a lot of like a I would say people who want to live, but there is no need for them. So with all this development of technology, when a lot of things they could be produced without need for so many people, and now some factories they produce, for example, let's look at the Intel company, and their factories which make microchips for computers, microchips for everything, basically. There are huge factories, and there are no people whatsoever there. They're empty, only equipment. So basically, I wouldn't say like raw materials, but for example, called wafers. It's a silicon wafers, so discs. They come to the factory, they load it, and then the process started. Everything automatic. For example, the Intel, one factory, one process to make one microchip, about 600, more than 600 different processes, and everything is automatic. There are no people for the whole factory. All the robots, everything, all machines, and then it comes already made microchip. And a lot of the same with automotive industry. So a lot of industries that they don't require like labor there. So it used to be the people were working on those companies, all those businesses, but these days there is no need for that. Even more, with technology that is coming, let's say 5G, there is no need for pilots to control a plane. The same for drivers. So the cars could run without any drivers. So with the technology, on one side, people will see this as advantage, to have all these things like computers, cars, planes, and so on, and everything like robotics, electronics. But another thing, there is no need for so many people. The same on agricultural area. The tractor, there is no need for driver. Tractor just goes according to GPS settings and do the job on the field. Plus, on top of that, the average, let's say, age rate, age level, it becomes higher. So more and more people, they live longer because they use medicine and so on and so on. So plus as well, the birth rate is very much the same. Like let's say in countries like Muslim countries, China, and so other, like in Western countries, in let's say in Eastern countries, the rate is very much the same, as the rate is approximately, let's say 2-3% per year. It's an acceleration rate. So basically, as more people we have, as more people would be produced. That's why that level, it's not like some linear, it goes up very fast. And now we are reaching up to 8 billion people. So that comes very, very fast. And the main thing is, that is the main number one thing is, that all people, they want to live. They want to survive. Everybody on this planet wants to survive. Every creature wants to live. There is nobody in this world who would say, oh right, yeah, I see a problem. I see that a lot of people here, oh, there is no place for me, I will go to cemetery. I will die. Okay, I volunteer to die. No. If somebody says that, oh, it's very easy to make decision to die, to commit suicide, whatever, don't trust that person. It means that that person has never been on that line between death and life. And I'm telling you, with my responsibility, with my word, that it is completely different. Whoever came to that point knows that it is the most difficult thing. So people would do everything, whatever they can, in order to live. And so the thing is, on one side, everybody wants to live. On another side, question is, why? If people don't know why they come to this planet, if people don't know why they live their lives, apart from giving birth to other people, what's the purpose for them to live? Just to live? Just to create problems? Just to live? So at the same time, to create problems for people who see this as a problem. So that is why currently this is a problem of number one in the world. And there is no secret that those wealthy people, they meet together quite often and they think about this. They think how to solve this problem. But again, their ability, they are exactly the same as everybody has. They have the same brain with, let's say, capability like less than 10%. So it doesn't mean that those people are more clever than others. No, as I mentioned, that it is more difficult for them to come to the conclusion which gives solution which is acceptable for everybody, which is, let's say, nice solution. It's more difficult for them. But because other people, they don't see the problem, they can only criticize those and say, oh, you're doing the wrong things. Hitler was doing terrible things. Yes, he was doing terrible things, absolutely right. But he didn't see another solution. Nobody was helping him to see another solution. Then what to do? Basically, he was left on his own to solve this problem. He presented that to one of the meetings of that with those wealthy people. He presented his way of seeing solution, and people look and says, okay, yeah, looks reasonable. Okay, you can do this. Even they provided some finances for that. It is known. And but again, that was because that small group of people were trying to find solution, because others, they didn't try not to help them, but to help themselves. Because I'm saying that we all in the same boat. And if we would not think how to find the solution of that problem, we like it or not, will come to us. So today I was trying to explain to you that with growing population, it's a number one problem which is now in this world. Probably you can ask, okay, how much time do we have? The thing is, it's not like has to be, the problem has to be solved tomorrow, yeah? Or we have 1 week or 1 month. But with each month, the problem just grows, because population grows every single day, we like it or not. And we need to think about this. And by thinking ourselves, first we will be involved in this, let's say, united nature. So it will be as a solution which has a wisdom, not just to leave this to the smaller group of people and let them to solve that problem. No. So we need to accept that we all the same. Yes, some of us, they have more resources, but capability of thinking is the same. So resources, they don't, let's say, add any additional ways to think more wisely than other people could see this. So that is why it's up to us to see the problem, try to understand this, and try to find solution. So today, the goal of this today's program was, not a program, even a discussion, it's like a round table, is to see this, try to help you to understand that this is a problem number one which is currently in the world. And some people, I'm saying that, like Germans, they were presenting that solution, which that moment was accepted, but didn't give much results. This time, other people, they come with other different solutions. In particular, for example, they saying, okay, we can control population by some called vaccination. So basically, with vaccination, they inject some portions of poison. Whatever they inject, nobody knows, because it's called vaccination. So people don't know. And some proposals are to sterilize people, especially like with some countries, let's say Africa, first start from there, and then to continue on, because the thing is 8 billion population, nobody needs them. Why would be so many people, somebody probably can say, oh, but everybody wants to live. Yes, everybody wants to live. But please answer on one question. Why did you come to this world? What is the reason for you to live this life? And very few people would give me answer. They say, oh, we try not to think about this. But if people don't know why they live, then what's the purpose for them to live this life? What's the difference if tomorrow they will, for example, they will die? If they don't know why they live, what's the difference that would make? So that is why people just breathe like breathing machines. They just live without knowing, without even trying to know. But what I can say that everything in this world has a reason for. Everything. And the small bird, would not make a nest if that bird doesn't see a reason for that. So if the bird has a reason to make a nest, so it definitely has to be a reason for a person to come to this world. And this is a task for person to know that reason. Not to be as a breeding machine. No. And the reason for that is to develop themselves. So that was okay. That's another program. But today I was trying to explain that currently the growing population, uncontrollable growing population, is number one problem, and we need to accept that, and we need to try to understand that, and then think together how to solve that problem. Right, okay. Right, subscribe. So this is a, let's say, this is a new subject, new channel. So if you like to take part in this, you're more than welcome. Subscribe. Write your opinion, your proposals, and let's take part in this. And this, let's say, trying to find the solution of this problem and any other problems whatever exist. So together we will solve all the problems in this world. Thanks very much, and all the best. God bless you.